Welcome to another edition of Interruptions. I'm your host, Otis Smith. Today we have another special treat. We have a legend in the building. She's a Golden Glove Award winner. She's also an NAACP Award winner. You've seen her in movies like Lean on Me, Clockers, Courage Under Fire, A Family Thing. She has a long list of credentials, but I am so excited because I've always wanted to talk to this young lady. I'm talking no other than the beautiful, intense Regina Taylor. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
I just want to let you know because I told your publicist this is you made me get in my bag to find some questions.
Mm,
Yeah, because what I normally try to do is go look at interviews that the guests have done, so we're not having the same conversations. And so the things I saw on YouTube, a couple of interviews, but they were only like 5 or 10 minutes. Like you really wasn't there. And then I saw you doing the interviews, like you were interviewing people, and I had to craft my questions based on your acting chops, your demeanor. Like you made me get in my bag.
ah,
So my first
well,
question,
well,
oh yeah.
yes.
So my first question for you is, do you feel that you chose acting or did it choose you?
Oh, it definitely chose me. It definitely chose me. I started out as a writer. I've been writing since I was about 4 years old.
Right.
That was the craft that my mother taught me. And she said, this is a survival tool. She
Okay.
wanted me to be able to write my own narrative, place a little chocolate girl in the center of the story, main storyline, and you figure out what way you want to go from one, dreaming, into then scheming,
Okay.
how to navigate, how do you roll up your sleeves and do the hard work of it to make the dreams concrete. Survival tools uh, is how my mother looked at it.
Oh,
Uh, and she loved the arts.
okay.
No matter which way you go, you need to be creative in your life,
Okay.
especially as you walk through this world in this body. Is what she let me know at a very early age. So I was going to be a writer, and
Okay.
I am a writer.
And you, I was
I'm
about to say you
not,
are.
but started out, went to college as a journalism major,
Oh
and
wow.
um, took an acting class because they said it was an easy A, and I needed to fill out some credits.
Okay.
And while I was still in school, I was Henry Fonda. Uh, was at the school filming the oldest living graduate, and it was going to be televised live from SMU to
Okay.
CBS nationally. So he was at the school, and I'm like going, wow, I've seen all of these westerns with him, loved him. So I was stalking him down the hallway because I was too shy to say hello to him. And this agent was watching me stalking him, asked
Okay.
me who I was, and asked me if I was an actress. And I said, yeah, sure. And she said, well, there's this audition off the freeway, Motel 6, this weekend.
Okay.
Do you want to go? I said, all right. And I took, because I'm no fool, I just in case, I took my biggest cousin
Okay.
with me. He drove me there. And
Survival skills.
yeah, uh, I went in. It was legitimate,
Okay.
and I got the job. It was starring Joanne Woodward, a made-for-TV movie for CBS about the first students to integrate the Arkansas school system. And I was one of those students then,
Right.
real life person, uh, Minnie Jean Brown, uh, Little Rock Nine. So that was my introduction to acting for TV. Um,
That's amazing because your first acting job, that I mean that's a an important historical piece for
Yes.
your first right. You couldn't just go in and say okay and just be somebody who never acted before. That's a real important piece. So,
Mm.
and I'm glad that you took your cousin with you just in case. Like I said,
Just in
you
case.
you you adhered to what your mother told you. You put that into action real quick.
It was the first time I got on a plane to go to Arkansas that summer,
Hmm.
was to shoot that film. And yes, it is an historical piece. What happened in Arkansas with these students who had to be escorted with military people surrounding them to integrate the school. While we were shooting, there are people who were watching us shooting who
Hmm.
lived across the street who were saying, "Oh yes, we were there the day of."
Oh
So
wow.
they're telling us these stories about uh, the first day. Uh, the black folk
Hmm.
went into that school. And it was something that taught me something that I carried with me, and value is that you can bridge what you do, your work, the arts,
Hmm.
with social issues, social justice, ties back to what really mattered to me.
I've always marveled at actors and what you guys do, far as what Bill Dukes, the great Bill Dukes, told me, which is just being, how you have to just be something, whatever that
Yeah.
character is. You have to become it. You have to lose yourself. And he kind of
Yes.
he kind of described it in the kind of like the movie. I can't think of the name, where the character was hypnotized. Um, what is that? I can't think of his name. I can't think of the name. He was being hypnotized, and in his mind, he was
Oh,
falling
Get
back.
Out.
Get out,
Get
yeah.
Out.
He said
Yes.
it's like falling backwards into space, and you don't know where you're going to land with
Well.
in that place, because you not only you have to be the character, but you have to be with someone else as well.
Mm,
And just watching your work and others, I get what he was saying to me now.
mm. It is in the same way I love writing. I love reading, starting out with reading, writing. You give yourself over to um, who is the other.
Hmm.
Uh, you channel them. You walk around in their shoes. You see the world through their eyes.
Hmm.
Channel them. As a writer, you try and capture these voices, these the spirits of these people. You try and capture them, set them down, offer them in terms of your writing. As an
Hmm.
actor, you give yourself fully to these spirits. You
Hmm.
body them, walk in their skin, see through their eyes, and take these journeys with them. Those journeys about the human spirit, the good and the bad. We have that mix
Right.
of what is who we are, complicated, our complicated selves, um, and hopefully learn something about the tenacity of the human spirit through these journeys, and empathy for others through these journeys
Journeys.
is
Yeah.
what you're channeling.
Tell me about you. One of the scenes in the movie that you did, I was so impressed with, which was on Lean on Me,
Mm,
which
my
was
first film.
yeah. I've been watching you for a minute. I've been watching you for a minute. Uh, the scene where Morgan Freeman's character, principal, comes to the house,
Yeah.
and they're there and they're talking about you don't want your daughter anymore. And how does one bring those emotions? Because you humanize, you know, the character. How does one do that?
Again, empathy.
Hmm.
To have empathy for you're given a situation, you're given a script with the situation, this character, what is she going through? And you have feelings about them. Uh, she reminded me of people that I know, parts of her certainly,
Right.
channeling myself. Uh, it was then to, again, fully feel
Hmm.
what you're going through and give yourself over.
Because I thought that was you. It was such an awesome job because here it is. Before we get to your character, sitting at home, and here it is like, well, she's just gonna give up on the girl. The girl's in high school. Where's she supposed to go? And then once your character says what she says, reg- uh, regarding like I had my own failures and this, that, and the other, and you don't want your child to have those mistakes. So really, it was kind of like in an act of love, whether it was misplaced, but it was more out of act of love that you wanted your daughter to be better than you. And I remember my father used to say that to me, and it took me a
Mm,
while to understand that. I was like, well, what's wrong with you? What you mean be better than you? But as I grew, I started and became a father myself. I understood what he was trying to tell me in that time frame.
mhm.
What was it like for you also, the TV series I Fly Away, which is the first time I had ever saw you?
Oh, wow. That was my first TV series, shot in Atlanta, Georgia. And I know who I was channeling with that, certainly. The women in my family, certainly a lot of that character was my grandmother, how
Wow.
she carried herself in these times in the body that she inhabited. My grandmother, who had 9 children, worked
Hmm.
around the clock in the Adolphus Hotel in Dallas, Texas, in the kitchen. Um, oh, oh my goodness.
Yeah, we
That
like
took.
to, we like to do that. We like to do that.
Yeah. So I know the work of domestic worker, of a
Hmm.
maid. I was a domestic worker for a while coming up, and um,
So was my grandmother.
absolutely. And uh, there have been ways of telling her story
Hmm.
that are foreign to us. And I accepted the challenge of making her full, real, whole, layered, complicated, not just hands. A lot of times we just see the hands
Right, right.
of a woman, but to make her rich and full, and complicated, that she did have dreams. And what was wonderful about that show is that you got a glimpse into her mind at the
Yes.
the show with the diaries that she
Hmm.
with the audience. I had never seen anything like that before. Um,
Especially in that time, and that and
in
when
that,
the show aired, yeah, yeah.
yeah, in that time. So I was really proud of embodying Lily Harper in I'll Fly Away.
Which one? That won you a Golden Globe, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
And NAACP award.
both on you both. Here's another movie that you were in that I I
Oh
tell you,
gosh. You're taking me back. You're taking me back.
Clockers. Ah, mm. I believe everyone should go back and see your portrayal in that role in Clockers, and here's why: the intensity of a mother
Hmm.
not to allow her child to get taken by the streets,
Yes.
and your eyes, because I've always said you have the most intense eyes I've ever seen in my life,
Mm.
uh, and that character was you were it was almost like you were fighting for money. I mean, a child
Oh,
is much precious, but you will
fighting
fight.
fighting
Yeah,
for her baby, a
yeah,
ferocious lioness. That was who I was channeling.
yeah.
Ferocious lioness. I had my nails done a certain way, so I could they're like claws, and that she loved her baby so much that she would fight, literally, physically,
Yeah.
a guy on the street.
On the street.
Baby.
I mean, because he kept saying, don't put your hand. You weren't trying to hear none of that. You okay? Like you
uh,
don't scare me. And that's the point. Like you said, like you weren't you were not afraid. And here's the thing that I love. Your eyes told it all when you just looked at him and like, look, I'm telling you for the last time. This is the last time I'm telling you, leave my boy alone. Where did you get that energy? Because you brought it. You brought it.
I understood it. I grew up with it.
Hmm.
I know it. I know it firsthand. So I could certainly identify with her. And it was just such a joy to work with Spike Lee on this. And I
Right.
know he gave a lot of encouragement. When we first did the scene,
Hmm.
Mackay Pfeiffer, that was his first role,
Yeah, Makai.
playing the dude on the street corrupting my son. Uh, I I kind of like, swatted at him a couple of times,
Yes.
and Spike was like saying, "Hit him, hit him." I was like, I don't know, I don't know, And Makai said, I'm strong, I can take it. So that was all the permission I needed, and we did what we needed to do.
That's funny. That's funny. Spike telling you to go further with it. No, go on and hit him. Go on and...
Hit him for real. Hit him for real.
Oh my God.
I don't know if I should be saying that. I don't want to get anybody.
No, 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 no. I'm just saying the because what I think one of the things people don't realize in what you do as an actor, right, is that sometimes you have to go there, and then the other actor, when you getting a great moment, the other actor has to stay in the moment. Not
Yes.
like, oh, you just hit me for real. Like you got to just stay in the moment because it becomes so authentic that it's great, great cinema, great theater, and you can apologize later, but right now
Well,
we're in the moment.
well, uh, to a certain degree. I wasn't trying to kill him. I wasn't trying to kill him. We were still conscious of we're acting, but we went there. Yes.
He moved out the way a couple of times. You almost gave him a two piece, but he kind of got out the way.
Young, strong, agile, great reflexes.
Well, you
Yes.
you know us, when we scared, we can move. When we're scared, we can move. um
Anybody,
how,
anybody listening? We're just joking. We're just joking.
how because you also have been on Broadway,
Yes.
and how different do you have to be on stage than on film?
It's a different approach.
Hmm.
Film and on stage. On stage, you are incorporating everything, your full body and voice. You know that you might be, if it's a Broadway house, then you have to project your voice a certain way.
Okay.
So you are playing intimacy, quiet, but you're really projecting so you can hit the back row balcony. So
Okay.
a certain, in terms of technique, how you approach theater, and how you approach TV film is different. Main difference with TV film that I quickly learned was
Okay.
that it is about the eyes. It is about the mirrors of the soul, the windows to the soul, the eyes. So whatever you're thinking,
Hmm.
the camera captures it through your eyes.
Okay.
It captures the smallest gesture. And so you trust that. As long as you're thinking purely, if you're in the moment thinking purely, it
Hmm.
will be captured.
Okay.
It will be magnified through the lens, is what I learned quickly.
And that segue beautifully to my next question is, and just please let me know if I'm wrong, but would you say you are an intense actor? And the
Am
reason
I?
the reason I asked that question is because just the different roles I've seen you play, right? You bring a certain intensity to the character, not in a sense of being angry, mad, or anything like that, but you could just tell you're at you, Regina, not the character, but you playing the character. Are intensely in you're intense and focused on the task at hand playing that character.
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
agree.
Okay. I just make sure, I make sure I'm looking right. Sometimes people ask you stuff that they try to come off deep and they are way off. So I just wanted to make sure I kind of I and that is a testament to you because that's how I've kind of saw it as you play these different roles. Um, do you where you are in your career now, do you act for the love of it now, or do you always feel like you're proving that you're the right person for the part that you're playing?
Oh, I've always done it because I love it.
Okay.
I love what I do. I love all of this. I've been very blessed to have a creative life, to live a creative life, to be an actor, a director, a writer, a teacher, mentor, all of that. I love it, and it is that which I'm passionate about.
Okay.
I get to do that. I have no complaints anywhere because I get to do what I love.
So it's safe to say you never worked a day in your life, then.
Well,
I'm sorry. You did say you did some domestic work, so you did say that. So
I mean, at the same time, it's work, and I
right.
say I love the work.
I would
I,
just say because you enjoy what you do. So
yeah, I know. Yes.
speaking of writing, how does one create a stage play? Is it also, I don't want to say simple, but is it when you're creating a stage play, is it you just trying to come up with a good storyline?
I'm wrestling with those things that disturb me in life,
Okay.
trying to untangle it.
Hmm.
And how I do that is writing it. A lot of times when I can't write,
Hmm.
uh, I have a writer's block. It's like I go, "What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of speaking
Hmm.
out loud to connect with somebody?" Writing is an act of sharing who you are with other people, telling these stories, capturing stories of people who may be silenced in life,
Mm.
sharing their stories, but to bring them into your mind, sift it through your mind. How
Hmm.
do you want to tell those stories? Yeah.
Is it easy? So writing also is more for you is therapeutic as well.
It's therapeutic. It is. Uh, I do it also in terms of being an activist.
Hmm.
To what are the issues that need
Right.
to be talked about? Those issues that are like in my face that I'm
Hmm.
trying to sort through.
Hmm.
Other people have those things on their minds as well.
Right.
Well, certainly today, I encourage people to create these narratives about how they're feeling about what is happening today, all the changes, fast changes that are happening today, um, having to do with COVID, social justice, uh, the economy, the air that
Mm-hmm.
we breathe, we need to speak on these things because we don't want to wait until we can't. And there needs to be a strong and fixed mind to open your mouth and speak the truth and to engage in
Okay.
the dialogue that might create a change, a shift in certain courses that
Sure.
we don't want things to roll back too far.
And it's funny you said this because I've always, for me, it's always been a challenge to write down what I'm thinking. Like
Hmm.
it's always been easier for me to say it
Hmm.
I can say it with ease, but when you're asking me to uh, text it, email it, it's
Hmm.
I'm one of those. Let me just pick up the phone and call Regina. I know what she asking me, but let me just pick up because it's easier for me to verbalize it than
Yeah.
to put it in writing form.
Well, it is. This is your platform. Your
Hmm.
platform is a platform of conversation, dialogue that is necessary, that strikes other people to let them know, oh, someone else is thinking the same way I am, or no, this isn't how I look at the world, to create that dialogue. Your platform is such as a writers or a musicians
Mm.
or actors or uh, others who are dealing and you're dealing with the stories of others in our
Yes,
conversation today.
yes. I liked how you put that. Is it difficult playing the role of Michelle Obama's mother, uh,
Marion
Marion? And the reason I asked that question,
Field Robinson.
uh,
Mm.
the reason I asked that question is once again, kind of like you did with your first acting job, is you have to be play that person as authentic as you can.
Mm.
What can be some of the challenges of that, if there are any for you?
Oh, um, I love her. From the moment she was introduced to me
Hmm.
on the world stage, walking into the White House, that first Black family walking into the White House. And I was struck by her eyes. One, the intensity, the smoldering fire in her eyes. Even without words, she is a
Hmm.
force. The fact that Michelle Obama decided I need to have my mother in the White House living with us. Oh, yes, that I'm going to stay rooted, solid. I'm bringing my past into the future. No matter what they bring to us up
Hmm.
in here, I'm going to be solid with my ancestors, with my present. Her parents. She always talks about. Um, that source of strength being her parents, what they passed down to
To
her,
her.
that she wanted to pass down to her children,
Gotcha.
and certainly to keep it rooted and solid as they went through this enormous shift in moving into the White House.
House. It's
Hmm.
funny. I always told people when that, when we knew he was going to win the election, and like you said, it was like, okay, she's bringing her mother with her. I said, you know what? That's black people right there. I said, because I listen. I'm not going to trust just anybody with my children. Mama, come on, we going
Hmm.
to the White. I'm not going to just. I need them to be with. If I'm not around, or
Exactly.
if I need somebody I know, and I loved it. I loved it when I saw
Yes.
that because it
Yes.
was it was like you said, that history. It brought an element of what we do culturally, and I think a lot of people kind of miss it kind of, they just kind of missed that at not everyone, but I think some people just miss. And when I saw that, I said, yeah, that's that's what we do.
Yeah. Yeah. And how fierce she is, how graceful she is, full of grace. You know,
Grace and beauty.
y-
Yeah.
yes, who she is, uh, she carries with her into each and every room, no matter if it's, someplace in Chicago,
Hmm.
uh, uh, in her usual surroundings, or in the White House. She is who she is, and you know who she is, um, without even an utterance.
Hmm.
Exactly who she is, and I have a great deal of respect for her.
My final question for you today is, what is the most misconception of Regina Taylor?
Uh, hmm. I don't know. I don't know what people think. I don't know what people think. I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
Uh, yeah,
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
how to answer that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, well, let me ask this. Um, who would you say you, what kind of person would you say you were when you first got into the business
Mhm.
of full time? And then how have you evolved to who you are today?
Well, I was a flower child. Coming in, I was just a little, kumbaya flower child, walking around, little country gal, walking, little southern country gal from Dallas, Texas, walking in, and she's still with me, absolutely rooted, and no shame in that at all. Uh, Older and wiser, yes, and probably as we get older
Hmm.
and wiser, we're more comfortable within ourselves. Uh,
Correct.
yeah, yeah.
It took
You
me a
know,
while to get that. It took me a while to get that, to be comfortable, like you said, in my own skin. That so and listen, it's good to be. I'm from Georgia, so hey, Southern. Hey, I listen. I love it.
yeah.
I love my people from the South. So that's, you want country, you just Southern. Different
Ah,
different
yeah.
story. Because you and I both know you can be in the South and see some things that would really say, "Now that's country. Now that
Mhm.
that's." But I thank you for coming on the show,
Okay.
Ms. Taylor, blessing me with your presence and sitting down and having a talk. You one of the people I always wanted to have a conversation with. So
Well,
we don't.
this is a great conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And continue to keep doing what you're doing. You're a treasure to our community. Continue to stay successful and stay blessed. And please, above all, please stay safe out there.
Thank you. You too.
Bye bye.